What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I'm going to be giving my picks for unexpected champions we could see by the end of 2024. Now, what do I mean by that? I don't mean like, oh, I think Dominic Cruz is going to be champion. I mean, these are guys that could get to the belt by the end of the year, but they're not the first pick. Like, for example, lightweight. I don't think anybody's saying that besides Charles and Islam, somebody else is going to end up as the lightweight champion. I'm going to give a pick other than those two. Featherweight. A lot of people are saying it's going to be Volkanovski or Topuria. Stuff like that, right? So I'm going to be trying to give outside the box predictions for these divisions where we could see a new champion that nobody's really talking about. I'm going to go from most likely to least likely to happen. And I'm going to do every single weight class. Let's start off straight away. Featherweight division. I am the heat, brother. I am the heat, baby. I think Max Holloway, if I had to say out of 10, like how plausible is this like unexpected champ? I would say 8 out of 10. I think it's pretty reasonable to say if Max Holloway just sits around, he could probably get a title shot against Topuria. If he KOs Volk badly and they're like, all right, Volk, you got to take time off, I could see them doing Holloway versus Topuria. And I actually think Holloway would beat Topuria if they fought. So it's a weird thing where it's like Volk would beat Max 10 out of 10 times, in my opinion. But Max, I feel like he could beat Topuria, right? And I feel like I have this weird chance Topuria could beat Volk. So I'm going to say the unexpected champion for 2024 for featherweight, I could see Max Holloway ending up as champ by the end of the year. I think that'd be pretty cool to see. Maybe that's like wishful thinking, but I do think there's a possibility that we see Max Holloway end up as the champion by the end of 2024. Let's move on to my second, most likely, I guess I would say. I think Jared Cannonier could end up as the middleweight champion. Now, hear me out on this. I know that he's 40 years old, basically, but he's basically one fight away, right? Like, you think about it like this. If Strickland beats Dricus du Plessis, Jared Cannonier can be like, dude, listen, I beat this guy. I believe I deserve a title shot.
I feel I deserve a title shot. That's 9 fights in a row.
I think he's probably the next best challenger besides, giving Israel Adesanya an immediate rematch for the belt, which a lot of people are saying he doesn't deserve. And it's better than fucking Hamzat fighting for the belt. So realistically, we could see either Dricus du Plessis versus Cannonier or Strickland versus Cannonier 2 by the end of the year. And I give Jared Cannonier a pretty good chance in both of those fights, in my opinion. So I would say in all likelihood, it would be like a 7 out of 10, like believability that this could happen. So Jared Cannonier, middleweight champion, not a bad pick. Let's move on. Justin Gaethje as lightweight champ. I would say that, he's probably going to fight Islam next for the belt. It's probably going to be one of his last fights in the UFC before he retires. And I would say his chances to pull off this upset in terms of believability, if you told me by the end of this year, Justin Gaethje will be lightweight champion, I would say, okay, yeah, I could see that happening, So Justin Gaethje is my pick for lightweight. For an unexpected champ, we could see that could realistically happen. I mean, he only has to win one fight. He's already there fighting for the belt. So it's there's a solid chance this upset could happen in terms of him being champ at the end of the year. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't fucking know, dude. I have CTE, bro. All right. Me and Gaethje got a lot in common, dude. Fucking massive CTE, bro. Let's move on to another contender that I do think has a sneaky chance to end up as champion. Jan Blachowicz. I think he could end up as the light heavyweight champion by the end of the year, and I think he would be a very unexpected choice, but not crazy. Not a crazy choice. I mean, he was very competitive with Alex Pereira. There's a lot of people that were swearing that was a robbery. I disagree. And realistically, I mean, he drawed with Magomed Ankalaev, so he didn't lose that fight. Jan Blachowicz, all he has to do is beat somebody else. All he has to do is beat Nikita Krylov, Khalil Roundtree. I think that's a pretty easy matchup for Jan Blachowicz, in my opinion. And then boom, he can make the case, hey, listen, I deserve a title shot. You know what I mean? Especially if Pereira keeps the belt and if Rakic beats Yuri, I have a feeling his seniority and the fact that he beat Rakic via injury. I know that a lot of people think Rakic was winning that fight, myself included, but he could jump the queue. So we could see a world where Jan Blachowicz fights Nikita Krylov middle of this year, and then at the end of the year gets to jump the queue and have a title shot against Alex Pereira for a rematch, or they do Jamahal Hill versus Jan Blachowicz, so there is a world where he ends up as champion. This is where we're starting to get like pretty unlikely, but it's still possible, right? Like it's not a complete impossibility that this could happen. You know what I'm saying, dude? Let's move on to now we're getting into fucking La La Land. We're getting into the delusional picks here of unexpected champions we could see. And I think Petr Yan could end up as champ by the end of the year, and I think this would be a shocker. Okay, now hear me out. He's probably going to fight Song Yadong next. All right. Song Yadong's ranked number 6. Petr Yan's ranked number 5. If he beats Song Yadong, we have seen Jose Aldo get a title shot coming off a loss. We have seen plenty of other mismatch. Dominic Cruz getting a title shot coming off the couch. Again, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Sean O'Malley, who gets to pick and choose who he's fighting for the belt for some reason, says, dude, imagine me losing to Peter twice, dude. No fucking way, dude. I'm gonna fucking flatline Peter, dude. And picks him for a rematch, and O'Malley somehow loses to Petr Yan. I think there is a world out there where somehow, somewhere, maybe I'm just coping, you know, maybe I'm just appealing to the Yan sexuals, where Petr Yan somehow gets to jump Corey Sandhagen. Oh my God, he could jump Corey Sandhagen because he already beat him. But if he jumps Merab for the title shot, I just think that would be hilarious. I think that would be such a Sean Strickland moment if he somehow ended up as champ by the end of the year. And I think everybody would love to see that. So my pick for bantamweight is Petr Yan. I've got 3 divisions left. I've got welterweight, I've got flyweight, and I've got heavyweight. Welterweight division, Jack Della Maddalena. Listen, bro, there's really only 2 options for who's going to be the next champ at the end of the year if it's not Leon. Like, your options for who's going to be welterweight champ at the end of the year. You've got Leon Edwards, you got Bilal Muhammad, who is going to end up being the champ. I'm going to drop a video about that. Bilal Muhammad's the GOAT. Or Shavkat. Those are your 3 choices, basically, because those are the next 3 guys all fighting for the belt, right? Like, we know this. The only way this happens is if, first of all, JDM beats Gilbert Burns, which I think he's going to. I think he's going to beat Gilbert Burns. If Shavkat is injured or decides, all right, Bilal and Leon waited till April to fight each other, right? And Shavkat is like back, not injured anymore, or his injury takes longer than expected, maybe JDM gets to fight the winner of that title shot at the end of the year if they need an opponent for the belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Shavkat takes a fight in the meantime against Kamaru Usman and he's sidelined for a bit, or if his injury doesn't heal as quick as he thought, we could see a world where JDM jumps the queue because he's beat Gilbert Burns, he's on a good win streak, and Bilal wants to stay active after he destroys Leon Edwards 50-45. So Jack Della Maddalena, very unlikely, but not impossible. So he's my pick for welterweight. I've got 2 more, like I said, flyweight, heavyweight. Flyweight division. Brandon Royval, dude. My boy is back, bro. My boy is fucking back. I thought it was over for this dude. My pick was going to be Kai Kara France, dude. My pick was literally going to be Kai Kara France. Then I saw Brandon Royval versus Brandon Moreno 2 as the new fight at UFC Mexico. All it takes for Brandon Royval is 2 things. Manel Cup to beat Pantoja for the belt at UFC 300 or 301 or in Brazil, and then Brandon Royval has to beat Brandon Moreno, and then we get Royval versus Cup for the belt in December or November or some shit like that. This is possible, dude. We could see a Raw Dog title run, bro. My dude is pulling up crazy Hoodville numbers. He's got 4 baby mamas, six kids, you know what I'm saying, dude? This guy is on a crazy run. All he needs to do is get 2... No, not even 2 wins. 1 win. All he has to do is beat Brandon Moreno. And their first fight was kind of like he lost because his arm came out of the socket. So if his arm doesn't come out of the socket, who knows? He could beat Brandon Moreno. So Brandon Royval, this would be an insane run. I would love to see this. I love Brandon Royval. He's like a mini Diaz brother. But do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. But this is my pick for unexpected, right? They have to be kind of bold picks. Last one, heavyweight division. I think you know who it is, dude. I think Stipe Miocic would be the most shocking person to end up as champion, realistically, by the end of the year, because Cyril Gane's not going to get a title shot. Sergey Pavlovich and Cyril Gane are probably going to fight each other, and that's going to be them for the year. The Blades Almeida winner, don't think they're going to get a title shot, especially because we don't know when Jones will be back. So it's going to be Jones versus Stipe, and then the winner of that either retires or they're going to fight Tom Aspinall maybe at the end of the year or maybe early next year, right? And so I'm thinking Jones' injury keeps him out like a year. They fight in November again. This is the headliner of MSG, Jones versus Stipe. Nobody wants to see it. But the impossible happens. Stipe Miocic beats John Jones and ends up as the heavyweight champion. Could you imagine how fucking weird that would be? If all this build-up, we're like, oh, well, Jones has to fight Aspinall next or else he's a bitch. And then he just loses to Stipe and Stipe just, fight fucking Tom Aspinall, whatever, we're gonna go fight. Dude, that'd be fucking crazy. That'd be fucking insane. This is like my least likely one because I don't think it would happen. I do think Stipe had a chance if they fought at 295, but now, a year older, another training camp, I feel like it's just going to be bad news for him, but I would love to see this. I would love to see Stipe shock the world again and again and again because he's always the underdog for some reason. Beat John Jones, by decision and be the champion leaving 2024. Dude, that would be one of those ones like Sean Strickland, where if somebody told you a year ago that Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland would be fighting for the belt, you would be like, bro, shut the fuck up. Listen, it's probably not going to happen, but this would be the most unexpected champion that could potentially happen, right? There's a possibility this happens. Okay, so these are my picks for the unexpected champions we could see in 2024. Let me know what you guys think of my bold picks down below. Who's a crazy idea that you think could end up champ? What do you think of my theories? Which one do you want to see the most? Let me know down below. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at Bedtime MMA. And yeah, boys, I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the fights on the weekend. Have a good one. Goodbye.